I'm sure all of us are excited about Jupyter Notebook. This provides us with an excellent platform for keeping our codes, results, and any kind of discussion or comments we want to make in one document. Don't forget about the excellent graphics facility also it provides. To that extent, Jupyter Notebook is an excellent development platform. Um, Once we are through with our development, we can save the same notebook as .py extension, and we can take it forward for production. But one problem we face using Jupyter Notebook is that every time we need to use it, we will have to open a browser. Well, browser provides us with a kind of an impression of not so serious work. Well, it is quite personal. It could be different for other people. But to that extent, I was searching on the net for a desktop application which can run and develop Jupyter Notebook. And then I chanced upon Jupyterlab. Well, Jupyterlab is an improvement over Jupyter Notebook, and there were so many positive comments about Jupyterlab. For example, here from Medium, Jupyterlab is the data science UI we have been looking for. And then there is another article from again Medium. Jupyter notebooks are breathtakingly featureless. Use Jupyterlab. This is by a gentleman, Chad Lagore. Um, I explored further, and I found that we can use Jupyterlab as a desktop application. Well, once it is done, it will look like this. This is a typical integrated development environment. That feel it gives. The entire screen is available for us for development and coding, and we can also have a left side pane. Here we will get to see the entire directory and files of our working directory. This we can hide if we are not interested. Um, I wanted to share my experience of setting up Jupyterlab as a desktop application. So this is meant for beginners, and so be patient as I take you through the steps in a very layman's language. First and foremost, we need to install Jupyterlab. That is very easy. All we need to do is to run this command conda install -c conda for Jupyterlab in our C prompt. So C prompt. I am not running that here right now because I have already installed it. Once it is done, we need to make some change in our configuration file. That file is available in our C drive. So go to C drive, users your name .jupyter directory. Within .jupyter directory, you will see a file Jupyter notebook config.py. This is the configuration file. If this file is missing, you need to create this file, and in this file we need to add this particular line. that is c.NotebookApp.browser. So this is the path of chrome.exe with this addition to this particular path. Of course, I will provide this line in the below the video. Then save this file, and once we saved this file, we can open Jupyterlab by going to our C prompt and typing Jupyterlab and enter. This will open Jupyterlab. Now I just want to pause here. Even this is not very user friendly, because every time we need to run Jupyterlab, we will have to open our command prompt and type it here. Type this here. So an alternative is to create a batch file with these commands. So call directory will open that particular directory from wherever you are running this particular batch file, and then within this batch file also add this line Jupyterlab, then notebook app IOPUB data rate limit equals this large number. Okay, this particular rate limit is required because when you are running graphics application which require a little more memory, our notebook may crash. In order to prevent that, we are increasing this data rate limit to this large number. Now, why this particular number? I just followed the advice of experts from Stack Overflow. So once this is in this particular file, name this file with the .bat extension and save it. Now when you want to open Jupyterlab, all you need to do is to go to that particular directory which you want to use it as the working directory, and then just double click this Jupyter, this particular file with the .bat extension. Just double click this file and it will open the Jupyterlab as a desktop application. Now when you want to use another directory as working directory, all you need to do is to copy this batch file to that particular directory and then double click this particular file there. So you don't need to open the command prompt and then type it there every time. Now once the Jupyterlab is open, it will look like this, as I showed you. This is again on top of Chrome, but it doesn't give us the look of a browser. That is the beauty of it. So the entire screen is available for us to code, and with only the essential menus that is right there. Well, one area I am skipping is the discussion of what are the improvements of Jupyterlab over Jupyter Notebook that I am not covering. You may refer to those articles. But the main advantage is that it is a desktop application, and so it gives us a nice environment of a typical IDE. I hope this particular presentation was useful. Kindly give us any comments in case you are facing any problem.